Yo, what's up, man? Thank
What's
y'all for
up?
tuning in to another episode, man. I got my guy with me, man. It's only right that I brung him on, and we definitely want to talk some of these rankings. But go ahead and introduce yourself for those who don't know.
Good afternoon. I'm Darian Green. I'm the owner of the Seal. And I'm currently partnered with R&R Sports. I'm the head scout for them. I do all the rankings for the top 100 national player rankings. I do the Seal top 15 national rankings. And I feature athletes. I'm a videographer and also a scout. So I've been doing this for more than 15 years, and the Seal has been out for more than 6 years as my company. So I'm just traveling the country, and I'm also owner of the hospitality series. I had one in Hawaii this year, one in Indiana, and another in Savannah. So I'm out here doing a whole lot of things, you football wise.
Definitely. And then like I want to get in, not right now, but I definitely want to get into, some of the stuff that you said, far as like getting kids exposure,
Mm,
talking about, kids not having their handles properly, you know, um, on a IG page and all that stuff, exposure, what I'm saying, helping them get that and yeah, just really, what I'm saying, just overall football. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into it. So look, I want to go back maybe like a week or so. I want to just go back because I want to see if we got the same assessment, man.
mm-hmm,
About the city life. We was on the sideline together, but
mm-hmm,
I just want to give mine. Hey, what's up, Coach Tim? I just want to give my little assessment.
mm-hmm.
I think that city life gave up the game more than they lost it.
Yeah, I agree.
And the reason why I say that, right? I did have Red Breed winning, but the reason why I said that is because we talking about on the 5 yard line, you
Mm-hmm.
throw a pick six, which changed the whole momentum and the dynamic of the game to me because I thought that City Life was doing fairly well
Yeah,
defensively. And I think that once B5 got that interception, it changed the whole dynamic of the game. Um, you know,
yeah, that was the biggest momentum swing. I think anytime the Rare Breeds are able to get a electric touchdown like that, it's go definitely quiet the whole room. And like I said, it was something I've never really seen before. To be the visiting team and have people in a different hometown fans of you, like those guys, like they to me that opened my eyes to how much of rock stars they are. Like remember when B5 scored, kids were high fiving him and FaceTiming. It was just like, but I went back and watched the film. So you see how you said inside the five? I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you how a lot of that played out. You were there filming as well, but I was closer. So when I went back and looked at the film, you remember second down, down there when the quarterback had to step up in the pocket
Mm-hmm.
and he ended up getting sacked or getting tackled for no gain.
Mm-hmm.
That left guard, he did he they had a big 97 in front of him. 97 wasn't even fully in a 3-point stand. His hand wasn't even all the way down, planted in the dirt. And he just bull rushed the kid, and the kid moved out the way.
Oh
And that made
wow.
the quarterback step up in the pocket. And had he just held them up for 1 or 2 seconds, the slant route was wide open. But the quarterback had to move because 97 pushed him up. So he had to flow in the pocket. And it was like once I saw that, and then remember the next play was the screen play. So I think play calling inside the red zone was a problem, but I think it was a trickle down effect because of that second down play, the left guard didn't block anybody.
Yeah, I definitely and here's my other thing, man.
Hmm.
I don't know how number 8 didn't touch the ball. I'm literally that's like the hardest running young fella I've seen. And I'm trying to figure out what am I tripping or he literally did not touch the
Nah, he
ball.
touched the ball. I went back and watched film. He touched the ball 3 times. And those, listen, I went back and watched it, and I got even madder because at the end of the day, I kind of resorted. I kind of felt like, it was kind of coaching to me because they gave him a ball on a counter play. And when you run in a counter, you teach kids how to run the counter. You don't outrun your block.
Right.
Outran his block. Like, as soon as he got the ball, he didn't give the guard in the center time to pull. He just outran them, and you're not going to beat the Rare Breeze to the edge. If he let those blocks develop and he either splits them and run between them or he cuts it back. He didn't. And then he got another play where they ran a screen play and he tried to bounce it out. But those linebackers are fast as the linebackers are the key to the defense to me personally.
Right.
Because they can cover everything like sideline to sideline.
Man, yeah. So I seen that, and then I like, and to be honest, man, too. Here's my thing. I believe that the fact that they really not that they really not that offensively potent. To
Yeah.
me, when they got that pick six, that was like, to them, they knew, like, man, we really don't score. Our identity is defense. So if we giving giving a score on offense, we ain't even really getting a chance to do our part, because I think up until that point, man, they still understood that they can compete with the Rare Breeds. And if you look at it, they still only scored 28, even with all those
26.
Yeah, 26. Like, even with all those, mishaps and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just believe, man, that
And it was them two back-breaking plays because the referees didn't drive the length of the field. They just had a couple of big plays that swung the momentum. And again, while B5 made the key game to swing momentum, that quarterback, he is the one that put the icing on the cake. He iced them because, listen, I can't remember his exact name, but I really always thought that you had to stop him and pass the lanes. But this kid is mentally and physically tough because he got sacked and he never got rattled.
yeah. Hey, I told you he was good, man. I've been watching him.
Yeah,
He
you
been
that.
playing for Rare Breeze, and he definitely belonged. And like, I seen him in pretty much every situation. And like, I know they got a new quarterback, the quarterback good, but like I said, man, this cat is battle tested, proven. He's small, but man, he's been small compared to
Yeah.
everybody, throughout his whole football career. So, I knew that wasn't gonna be an issue. But the other thing, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the game for City Life versus the, what is it, the North
No, I,
Philly.
I didn't get to see that game, but I see that it was only 7-0.
Man, look, I knew that team belonged when I seen them. They beat the brakes off of ATL Elite Bangos, and yeah, it just wasn't a game. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I seen some stars, this week too, man. I seen a couple of people that you need that I'm gonna put
You
on
saw
your radar.
Emil Tootle,
Huh?
Emil Tootle for
Tudor? No,
no,
I'm pretty.
and 7.
Are you? Hold on.
I'm
What
talking
team?
about
What
Philly.
you said for Philly?
Yeah, for North Philly.
Nah, I ain't seen him. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna check him out. But what you know about him? He what? Like a running back or something?
Tootle is one of the top receivers that play for them, and I knew when they played each other because last year it was a controversial call with North Philly and City Life, and that game they always play close, so that's kind of sort of a rivalry. But just for them to score that amount of points, like I really wanted to, I'm gonna try to find some film on that because I got to see what was on what was up with that because that's kind of alarming to me. 7-0 that game with two of them offices because honestly, Real Breeze shut down City Life. The City Life actually has like a balanced, nice offense and a nice passing game. But I guess, hey, when you play Real Breeze, all that goes out the window.
Hey, I think, like I say, whenever they play Rare Breeze, this is what truly happened. Red Breeze already got a 20, maybe like a 20-point head
Yeah.
start. You,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's the score before they even get a chance or try to start playing. But like I think, do you think this would have been like a year that they should have played up? Or you think they can't compete with the 13 U's?
Nah, they can't compete with 13 U's. Nah.
Man.
Like I said, when I watched the game and I went back and watched film, I say, a lot of people gonna say, like, I really want to see them versus the Ravens. I'm not saying the Ravens can beat them, but I think the Ravens has more of a seasoned national champion staff. So it'll be a great matchup. And plus you getting those backgrounds from football cities that these kids are just mentally into football like that. So all that talking and that yapping is gonna make it a even better game than what it is, which I think they might end up seeing each other at the end of the year if all goes well in nationals with AYF and YNC. So I think ultimately if the Ravens can handle business at AYF and of course Red Breeze should win YNC, but we'll see about that. But if that happens, most likely that matchup can possibly happen. But I definitely would love to see that because I think that the Ravens have equally talented team as City Life.
All right. So look, man, let's go ahead and get into to some of these rankings, man, that you just posted.
Yeah, I just
And,
posted.
and, and I know you got some of that slack last time. You
Oh
know.
yeah, I got some today too because this what people don't understand. Okay, I keep my eyes on everything, but at the same time, if you're an underdog and you're not used to winning or coming out of your region, like you have to help me help you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I post my scoreboard. Post your scoreboard. I'm gonna track down a lot of stuff. I'm gonna go watch a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, you gotta put that up. But see,
Right.
these people they only participate when they see the actual rankings. The scoreboard don't mean nothing to them. They don't pay attention to that. But when the rankings come out, everybody want to talk now. And I
Right.
always tell people this. I say, listen, mention your losses just like you mention your wins. They quit to tell you, hey, I beat such and such. But they don't tell you about the 2 or 3 losses they probably already took. And they don't know that.
Right.
So they just think if they beat somebody on there, they should automatically be ranked. And you don't know about their losses. But trust me, I do my homework. Like right now, DEA just lost to the Arizona Suns. And one of my scouts in that area hit me up in the inbox and say, hey, D, man, the Suns just beat DEA. And I'm like, damn, why I took the rankings for you to tell me that?
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right. Right.
like you got to do your part. Like that's the only way this works. Ain't nobody go have these unlimited resources where they're going to be able to touch everything. See, I'm good at what I do because I've been doing this for 15 years and I pretty much know every region and what team is popping and the ones that come out of that area that's not I'm not really familiar with, they need to beat one of those teams that I know about, then you on the radar. You
Right. Right. Right.
it ain't gonna never be perfect though. Every week it's gonna be something, but I think I killed it this week on short notice because I dropped on Friday and I came right back Monday and dropped again.
Right. Right. Yep. Hey, so you got the 11 you up, right? And we're gonna mention some of these teams, man. And I know everybody mostly come on. They start coming on around like 9:30, because we
Mm-hmm.
usually start around that time. So but all right, so we're gonna start with the 11U. All right, so obviously the top 5 is Lambeau, Fort Lauderdale, uh you got
RC.
RCU Colts, you got ATL Elite, and then you got Benson Bruin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my initial thing is I had at least ATL Elite at 3. Why did you put RCU before ATL Elite, and what was the determining factor?
Because I'm pretty much like you're fresh in my memory. Like at the end of the day, if you just lost, you just fall. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, they had lost to Lambeau after RCU lost to Lambeau, and RCU is manhandling it in Texas. And I think RCU and Atlanta Elite will definitely be a good game as well. but Atlanta Elite is definitely much improved from last year. So it is. That's what it should be. And I ain't gonna even lie. When you hear me pause, I'm looking at all these comments because when you put the older age groups in, the older age group go dumb. Like they go dumb. They
uh,
go, they go, and they be thinking you don't know about a lot of this stuff.
okay, yeah. All right, so the reason why I had, even though ATL Elite lost to them, the reason why I lost because had ATL Elite at number 3 still is because they played the GOATs, right?
Mhm.
Lambeau, and they only lost literally by a extra point. And
Yeah,
so the fact that they only lost by an extra point and everybody else kind of got, well, they had a couple close games, Lambeau
yeah.
did.
Hurricanes did the same thing, and RCU put up a lot of points. I think they lost by at least 10, but they definitely put up a lot of points against Lambeau. So, but RCU only has one loss. Atlanta Elite has the Hurricanes loss, and plus that Lambeau loss.
Also, they did. Okay, I did
Yeah,
have. I had Fort Lauderdale.
Howard tournament.
Yeah, I had Fort Lauderdale ahead of them, but
Mhm.
I thought, like I said, since they only lost to Lambeau by by extra point, and they still had a chance to win it, and they did something that a lot of teams wasn't able to do.
Mhm.
You only held them to one touchdown.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely impressive. See, the only reason they fell in my book was because the loss. Like you go pretty much fall because at the end of the day, that's their second loss. The RCU only losses to Lambeau.
Right. Okay.
That's my ultimately deciding factor. Because I definitely think that Atlanta Elite is probably right there with them.
Yeah, we gonna get it to 13U, but hey, I just like I say, I want to get, because 13U is the bracket that I've been paying attention to the most. So that's why I want to say the best for last. And,
I
and,
ain't
and
gonna lie, that's the most hardest bracket. The like I've changed that at least like 10, 12 times in my head. Like I be brain wrestling with myself.
hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. They stack. That age group is stacked. 8U, 13U is, to me, it's the most stacked age groups in the nation, man. I'm gonna just be
Mm,
honest with you. But
I ain't gonna lie, kind of deep too, but Georgia Eagles kind of beat everybody. But yeah, they gonna have to see them Ravens though. They definitely gonna have to see them at full
here, here
at
you
full.
go with that, man. We was on the sideline. I told.
They barely beat the Ravens without the Ravens' best player. Come on now.
Hold on, did you not know that they actually had players that they were missing? Starters.
Only Dontavius Davis.
What, ain't he a big factor?
He's definitely a big factor, but he's canceled out when you got somebody like Big Dex. Big Dex has ultimately been the most dominant 10U player in the country. Nobody can block him, and you know that. You've seen that for yourself.
I seen that, but what I'm saying is this, right? I get it. Number 3 wasn't there. He wasn't playing.
They weren't missing just him. They was missing 2 other players too. So, like, I definitely think it canceled itself. I don't really think it canceled itself out, honestly, because I think number 3 did what he did against them.
Hey, he says I like North Philly Blackhawks 11U in December.
Well, listen, I love North Philly Blackhawks too, but they go got to get out and play a little more tougher teams. Like they can't. Like at the end of the day, like they're resting on the Maryland Heat win, and I really want to see how they. I think they're improved from last year, but at the same time, you got to get out there and play some other people in your region. Like I want to see how they look this year. Like they didn't unfortunately they didn't get to play the Virginia Bulls at my event, but then again, even that Virginia Bulls win will probably hold a lot of weight. Seeing as Virginia Bulls has lost like 3 or 4 games, 3 in preseason, and they just got shut out by the Bounty Boys this weekend, 14-0.
Yeah.
So, North Philly, go play the Bounty Boys or Great Eight Elite, one of those guys. That's what I really want to see.
So if that's the case, are you putting them top 10?
Who? North Philly, they definitely top 10. I love their potential. They're right now I got them at 11. They was top 10 last week, but I think I moved some other teams up because I felt like they were Bullet Academy is on the run, and they have Jamarion Bolin, which was TNS best player, and they just beat TNS this weekend, and that knocked TNS out my rankings. So Bullet Academy is undefeated in Texas. That brought them up. And the Louisiana Wave, they have a big win over TNS as well. But with Jamari Boolin on that Bullet Academy team, he's freaking phenomenal, man. That kid he's a monster.
All right, so look, now we talking 11U. Are we gonna put a little bit more respect on Louisiana Wave? I
Um,
think, man, I don't think they get they just do. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
nah, they gonna have to play somebody else. Don't they gotta play Bessemer or somebody like that?
Ah,
Somebody
man,
else. I like that they beat TNS, but TNS been taking beatings. They just lost the Bullet Academy.
that ain't the first. That ain't the first ranked team that they beat though.
What other ranked team they beat? Did
They
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 beat
they.
Bessemer?
I hold on. Who they
Nah,
played? Like they played somebody. I forgot who it was early in the season. They actually won.
I like the way, but I'm just saying, like, I want to see them play somebody else. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, just like somebody just told me, Royal Hornets just lost the Columbia Knights, and I got them in at the back end. And it's funny because I talked to Royal Hornets this past weekend, and they told me they only lost to Lambeau. So like, it will make it so funny is I talked to Columbia Knights coach, and they tagged me in it, and it's like we beat the number 15 team, but it wasn't in my rankings. So now I add them there, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, man. Matter of fact, that's what I want to do. I want to go back to them old rankings, man. Cause that's what it really made me just like, really push the issue. I'm like what is going on here? We got okay, they was number 9, right? Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely switched around the back end for a reason. But Royal Hornets, when they lost to Columbia Knights, I gotta bring the Columbia Knights back. But I ain't gonna lie. See, I was reluctant to put the Columbia Knights in there because they came to my event and they took some beatings. Like they took 2 beatings to Watkins, and who else they took a beating to? I know Watkins for sure. I think it was North Philly. Like those 2 teams, they just man, listen, them scores ain't look good. So I gotta do better with that. I gotta call my boy because he didn't tell me. He just told me beat number 15. So he must be meant in Generation Next rankings. But it is what it is. And I ain't gonna even lie. The biggest question I'm getting right now is how is the Ravens 12U in front of Southfield?
Hey, I'm gonna attest to that. How is Southfield still in the top 10 after getting 40 beats? That's, that's what I'm gonna ask. That's the question I'm gonna ask.
Oh my God.
You got
If you
40
really
beats,
said that, bro,
yes,
you really
at home.
listen. I ain't gonna lie. That's why. See, this is what I was trying to tell people. Like they keep saying, why are the Ravens over Southfield? Southfield just lost this 3-4 weeks ago. The Ravens lost to Southfield the middle of July. It was their first game with a new quarterback, a new OC, a couple of new pieces, and not to mention they were up 16 zip when they running back got hurt.
They
Once
sure
got
was.
hurt,
They sure was.
and when they running back got hurt, the game changed because he's a home run threat.
Right.
So they end up fighting back for that, and they definitely earned it. But let's be honest though, like that's in July. Like we're in regular season now. I'm going to penalize that team that has been winning since then, and this other team just lost in an ugly fashion. Like I couldn't do it. Like right now, I changed 12U now because City Life beat number 12. They jumped the Ravens to be back at number 2. So like I'm gonna call it how I see it though. But a lot of people go talk about a preseason win, and if we being honest about it, if a team look the same from preseason to now, then are they really growing?
Man, hey, like I say, I would be upset if you put a team that got beat by 40 in front of me too. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I'm gonna put
That's
them
the
in.
number one though. They doing that to everybody.
Hey, what was City
Thank you,
Life?
Colt.
What
Thank
was
you,
City
Darren.
Life? What was
Huh?
City Life?
What happened?
What was City Life's?
City Life was number 3 Friday. They number 2 now because they beat North Philly, which North Philly was number 10.
Okay. Why did you take
So
them out of 3? They you
because
can't
they beat
I
a
mean out of 2.
they
You
they
can't
beat the ranked team. They beat the top 10 team. Like the Ravens played a team, they beat them like 60 something to zip. But at the end of the day, you go get more credit for beating a ranked team. So they jump like that's a top 10 team. Now, not many people are playing other ranked opponents. So that's why City Life re-jumped them. Like
So
City
real,
Life has a great resume if you really look at it. You know, but the Rare Breeds made them showed them they were rare. So at the end of the day, it is what it is.
okay.
but
So what you saying, Darren? Nice to meet you. I watch you all the time. What you
I,
saying is, despite Southfield losing by 40 to
mm,
the greatest 12 we might have ever seen,
nah, it ain't the greatest.
they're
That'll be
still
Bo.
a
I
top
told you
five
that.
team.
Uh,
They still a top 5 team. Because we had this argument about 3 weeks
they
ago.
still Southfield. You
Yeah,
talking about Southfield, right?
Southfield.
Yeah, Southfield beat Prime.
Okay, appreciate it.
Southfield didn't lose to anybody else, and they're the
Nobody.
national champion.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. All I'm gonna
The
say is this.
seal said it, Ken,
Hey,
not me.
all I'm
And,
gonna say is this.
and Ken,
They gotta do
let's
one
be
or two.
honest. It was four pick sixes, bro. It was 4 pick sixes.
Oh yeah. 00 was definitely he had the 2
So
pick
that
six.
so they mean their defense is good as well. It's their offense that has to come to the party. Even though I learned that game, I love their receivers, but they just wasn't separating. Like they wasn't creating separation. They were making tough catches, but somebody's dragging on your back. Like they need a little more speed on that team to me. And then like the offense just was vanilla to me. And I was like, I was really, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I know everybody, so I'm calling people before the game happens. So I'm talking to Rob Mack, and I'm like, "Hey man, what you think about Southfield chances playing Rare Breeds?" I talked to TJ from City Life before that, and everything Rob Mack said, the Ravens coach against the Rare Breeds came to fruition, and I was just sitting there saying, "Damn, he called it."
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I called this. I called that they either need to avenge the loss, they need to at least lose by because they gonna lose. They need to at least lose by 21 to show that at least they got better. Because if not that, I'm gonna say this: they can't win the AYF. It ain't gonna look good. I'm just saying.
Nah. I'm gonna be honest with you. They have a tougher task this year. Like everybody got better because City Life go be there. You got Eric going to be there. And then they got to see the Ravens at full strength with the Ravens quarterback fully being under that new OC's tutelage. Like the Ravens quarterback that they add, if people don't know, he's a 2-time YNC national champion. He's considered one of the top quarterbacks in his age group. So he has to get accustomed to playing with them weapons. And see, that's what I was saying about the Ravens team. The Ravens got things that City Life don't have offensively. They got two long receivers as well that's gonna make you come to the party. And if you give number 9 a crease, Fillmore Woodside, he go crib it.
Hey, Darren. So you say he got that DNA, right? That championship DNA in him.
Yeah,
Okay, that matters, don't it? Because
it,
they be getting on me about that.
it
They
matters.
be
It matters. But see, when I'm picking a lot of teams, I look at the quarterback. Like I look at the quarterback, and honestly, like that quarterback to beat the Red Breeze, your quarterback gotta be he got to be able to take over a game because if he can't, they dead. Or you got to have a dynamic running back, and I think the Ravens have a dynamic running back. You give him a sniff of daylight or anything, he gone. He moving. When I say he moving.
So you think that Red Breeze 12 you beatable?
Do I think the Rare Breeze 12U they will have the edge against the Ravens because they #1 right now? But I think that with the Ravens staff and that South Florida and Atlanta rivalry, that would be a phenomenal game.
Chinks. He see the chinks in the armor, Ken.
Hey, you said
He
the
see
chinks.
chinks in the armor.
Hey, Darren, he said I see chinks in Rare Breed's armor, right? And then when he said that, I told him 21 or better when they play Southfield. They 40 pieced them, and they didn't even score.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Ken. I didn't like that the Southfield guys got so caught up in the talk and the conversations with the Rare Breeds. I didn't think they controlled it or whatever, and they was trying to prove something to the internet. That's why I put up a post like, stop announcing to the internet and talking to the internet, because that's how Rare Breeds bait a lot of these guys in, because they bully them. They make them feel like, oh, if you don't come play me, then you running or you scared. No, you got to be strategic about it, because at the end of the day, you're not playing. Your kids are playing. Look what City Life got into. They lost their kids during that game. Their kids were, you on the sideline. You saw it, just like they Kamar Watson. And again, I'm a scout, so I'm watching these things. So they was talking about Kamar Watson got held all game and his jersey got tore. And to me, Kamar is our #1 DN. That's a telling sign to me. That means you don't know how to use your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like Kamar's like 6'2". He looked like a Julius Pepper at his age. Ain't no way nobody should be able to get the hand on you. You should be knowing how to rip, swim, get to it. Like, you can't be crying about that. And he passed right by me and walked on the track, and it looked like he was finna walk out the gate. And I was like, yo, ain't no coach go catch him. That's why I said that, like, referees not just rattle the kids, they rattle these staffs. And that's why I say them against Rod Mack. Rod Mack has he's the only one to win YNC and AYF in the same year. He did it twice. So he knows about building these championship teams, and he does it a certain way. You think he let DeMarcus bait him into playing the game during the season? Rod Mack plays teams before the season and after. During his season, he don't do anything else. That's why teams like Boynton and Rare Breeze are mad. They like, we want to play y'all since y'all the only team that nobody ain't played outside of Southfield and OG Ducks. You know, so
Right.
I
All
think
right, so
it's a great game.
yeah, so let me run through this. We got to get to the next one, man, because
What are we going to 13?
yeah, nah, we like I say, we say the best for last, right? So we could. All right, so J Boy asks, why did y'all have Miami Garden Ravens #2? Right? And I think you just said that the fact that the Raptors beat North Philly, that now you're putting them back at #2.
Yeah, they jump back to #2. Like, that's exactly what it is. Like, I'm gonna tell you the logic. Like, at the end of the day, if you just lost, you most likely go fall unless you lost to #1. But if you lost to #1 ugly, you go drop. I can't keep it there because Gorilla Mob just lost the #1 Bessemer. And it was only 30-20. And who else can I put at #2 in the 8U division? So I didn't move them.
Hey, so what are you saying? I thought you were gonna get 40 piece. I mean 20 piece. That would
left, though. It was 4 minutes left.
That what my guy Fanatic said. He said that
he know I like Big Bessemer over anybody. But I gotta give it to Gorilla Mob. They came and played football, man.
Facts.
Like I told you they would. Football. I told you they.
But Big Bessemer still gonna pull it out every time, man.
Oh, listen, Big Bessemer is so dang. Listen, when they was 7U and I saw them play at RDU and Warzone and they execution and how they line go, I was like, ooh, I love to watch them every day because those are well coached teams and everything. So, like, yeah, I love Bessemer. Bessemer always have good pound. Man, listen, when
do you see anybody knocking off that Big Bessemer AU team?
Nah, ain't nobody knocking that team off. I think if we do power rankings, pound for pound, Voodoo and probably them. Like, you have to be,
Hey, man.
Voodoo and them.
Hey, all right.
Darren, you talking my language now.
Hey,
you making me write a lot.
Look, I'm gonna say this. All right, so look, this is because I don't want to skip the other one that you had, right? So you got the. Hold on, am I at a different one?
I'm on some
Okay, you started with 11U, right?
I head on 7U. They looking for me.
All right, so I okay, I was at the wrong one. Okay, so like I say, I don't agree with Southfield. They got to beat a couple ranked teams before they get back. I would have put Boynton before them. I'm gonna
You
be
wish
honest.
they would beat Boynton.
I know, but still, they got some earned. They got bro.
But
They got
why would you put Boynton ahead of them and Boynton have multiple losses?
because
Boynton lost
they
to City
got
Life.
beat by 40. I can't get
Boynton
over
got
that.
beat by damn
Boy,
40.
no, they didn't.
They got beat what 42-14?
Man, they scored twice versus the same
But But listen, take away the pick sixes and how many points would they have got beaten by? Because we really don't see no 4 pick sixes. Like that's like rare. They are the rare breed.
yeah, you want to know how much they would have lost by? About 35.
Listen, and it's just why I got Boynton where they got Boynton. Boynton are upset with me. Boynton is in my backyard. I get to go watch them. Boynton don't really play no defense, and their best receivers are their running backs. They have a phenomenal quarterback, and they have one of the deepest running back rooms it is. They have 3 talented running backs that could probably start it anywhere. And Thomas and Willington Jackson. They even got a kid they got from Treasure Coast, but I really haven't seen him play much because I think he was hurt. But they definitely have a potent offense. But at the end of the day, they don't play good defense. They give up a lot of points.
Man, they gave City Life all they can handle. So I mean, they show that they belong, and they really didn't they really did okay, for the standards of playing against a team like Rare Breeds. They did pretty well versus them. You know what I'm saying? Like
because that's not the first time playing them. But and listen, that's why I put Primetime Elite ahead of Boynton as well. Primetime Elite is a team that's dynamic scoring. And they almost beat City Life, and they was missing probably arguably their best player outside of their receiver.
They beat North Philly too, right?
Yeah,
the Blackhawks.
Philly, that was a shock of the world to me, and that was at my event. I was looking like, whoa, they lethal though. They throw all them screens and that goddamn J-Lock. Oh my god. He XRDU. That boy is different. But yeah, they loaded and they explosive offensively. They go play the Rare Breed, so I'm waiting on that game as well.
Hey, so I want to put somebody on your radar.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put somebody. And I think they've been doing exceptional. They just beat Rare Breed. Rare Breed did lose to they lost to what other team they lost to? Hey, 11U Fanatic. What other team they lost to? I think they lost a couple times, but they was ranked. It was number 4 at one point. But I just want to put Tucker on your radar. I want to put them on
what
you.
Age group?
11U.
Yeah, I seen Tucker. I want to see more of Tucker. I definitely seen him. They were trying to get an AYF too.
Yeah,
they ain't bring their information in too late, but I definitely want to see Tucker. I always love the Tucker program, man. And I got a chance to see them when they came to AYF when they had Maddox Henderson. I love Maddox Henderson.
Yeah, man, that dude was a dog, man.
Yeah, he was dominant. But I ain't gonna lie, that's that Falcons United team last year. That's what had me disappointed when I looked at it, because when I went to scout the team and I was calling Brandon, asking him like who these guys is, and it really made me like, damn, y'all had all that on one team.
Yeah,
it was like a compete all-star team. And these guys was playing out of position, and he had guys in the backfield, and the ones that I thought were better backs were playing other positions. Like, that was crazy.
I thought Maddox should have got some burn on the running back side. I was like, man, what is like? They was upset. I'm not gonna say the stuff
that's why I don't really care for too many overloaded teams, because it becomes a coaching distraction, because now you're trying to please everybody. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like a segue, almost 13U, man. But yeah,
the only place we're gonna have a problem, man.
Hey, we go. Hey, yeah, hey. So you had the TMT Vikings #1 over the Dream Chasers like I did, right?
Mhm.
Now explain your position and why did you put them at the number one spot?
Only time you was wrong, Darren. You ain't been wrong. You
I'm,
literally
I'm,
hit from
I'm,
6 to
I'm, I'm,
12.
I'm not wrong.
You guys,
I,
this the only time.
and I ain't gonna even lie to you. I would think that the Dream Chaser would be a lot more explosive, but they seem more like a bully, ground and pound team or whatever. So I'm looking at it like, okay, like, but at the end of the day, it's a tie and a win. Like, how can I go? Like, they haven't beat TMT yet. And honestly, TMT went up there and beat Maryland Heat, even though it's not the same Maryland Heat team. That's who everybody need to be worried about. They got to be worried about the Maryland Heat because
I tried to tell them.
they got.
They told me, look, Darren, they told me that they not worried. And he and Fanatic told me by 20.
20.
Who by 20? Dream Chasers?
Maryland Heat in your top 5. I anything outside of the top 5, I said 20.
Oh,
I
they,
said
Oh,
Maryland
no,
Heat
no,
is
no, no, no,
14.
no, no, no. No, that is not what you said.
I said
You
anything
said,
in the top 5. Maryland
no.
Heat has bumped into the top
Hey,
5.
Darren, this is what he said.
So
He
now
said
it's 14.
any team outside of the top 5 by 30.
what
Any
you saying?
team that's in the top 5,
You
20.
saying the
Oh, you're
Dream?
right. You're right. Anything under 3 is 20. You're right. Maryland
Nah,
Heat St. Louis is 20.
I ain't gonna even lie to you. Dream Chasers not that explosive to me, so I don't think they'll do that to all them teams. You may be right with 12 if you said that, but see what had me with the when I look at the Dream Chasers, like they're big and bully and big bully ballers, and I kind of thought that they'll probably be more dangerous passing the ball with Cannon back there, but they seem more of a power based team. And at the end of the day, Boogie is nice, but at the end of the day, like he doesn't look as explosive and more dominant as he did, but he's a better all around player. So I like Boogie, but I don't think he's explosive as he was a year ago, maybe due to the injury or whatever. And he's gained a little more weight. So yeah, I like Boogie. He's nice and all that stuff like that. But I don't see nobody there that's go stretching and like boom, score like that. When you look at TMT quarterback is phenomenal. He's playing some of the best ball in the 13th division. That's what I think separates them from a lot of people. I think he's the best quarterback outside of Ezra Brown of the OC Buckeyes in that division. And the Maryland Heat quarterback is nice as well. And he got size and they got long receivers. And see, y'all don't know the backyard like I know it with Lakes. And Lakes receivers are freaking scary. Like they go be a problem. They go definitely be a problem. But I think to me the sleeper right now is Maryland Heat. That's the team I'm probably not want to play. Like
I tried to tell them,
they got
man. They
athleticism, they got the backs, they got the size, they got everything.
We
Like
got the same thing. We got the same thing. We got the same thing. We got the same thing, and we've traveled with it. That's what a lot of people don't give us credit for.
they
Like the
they
Dream Chasers
travel,
has
they,
traveled with it.
they travel the teams that they supposed to do that to. That's just being real. It's just like I'm gonna tell you my biggest dilemma in 13U with ranking. See how you talking about those teams?
Mm-hmm.
Southwest Marlins and Gwen Cherry Bulls. How do I rank those guys?
it better be
No
top
idea.
10. It gotta be top 10.
They're top 10, but at the end of the day, they have something that none of them don't have. They haven't left their state. That,
Hey,
that bothers me. Like that.
That bothers me too, Darren.
Like
That
and
bothers me too.
I'm not gonna give Gwen Cherry credit for playing TMT tight. They've been bitter rivalries since TMT was the Hurricanes. And then Gwen Cherry's other win is versus Tampa Irish. Tampa Irish have been taking beatings lately.
20 points.
hey, this is what I said. I said the same thing about Florida teams not traveling. I think it's unfair, first of all, for AYF, YNC, BGE, YNG, like all that is in Florida. So
Yeah,
people got to pay. You know what I'm saying? People got to pay to go to Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why I tell people my event. Like a lot of people be like, I and my partner saying, "Yeah, man, you should move Southern to Florida." I said, "For what, man? Everybody come there in December. I'm not making everybody come there pre-season.
Right.
No, like So I'm gonna keep doing what I do. But I definitely agree. A lot of their lakes, they still got a national. Well, who they really played outside of RDC? Outside of they went to play the Maryland Heat. So they
Yeah, they did. But it wasn't the same Maryland Heat as you and I talked about. It wasn't the same one because when you
was coached
selling,
back then. And honestly, like I told y'all, what a lot of people don't realize about the Heat team is once their 14U lost to once getting Elite put foot to behind to their 14U, those younger kids that went to play with the 14U came back down. So they came back and played with the mob. They went back to their original team, and that's what gave them the edge.
Dale Hunter says,
Coach Al coming back. Coach Al is a big difference. Coach Al is a national championship coach as well. And us being out there to seeing his energy and what he brings to the table, you really get to see why they're a different team. Like they are for real, for real. And I ain't gonna even lie. Like I watched the OG Ducks play last night versus Top Floor. And
You wasn't impressed.
they should have lost. They should have lost, and they was playing against a tiny quarterback that I don't think that was a quarterback. Like they fought back at the end. I just want to know what's wrong with that team. Like that team has been going backwards since they was mighty 11U, and Keefe Stamp I thought would make it better. You know what I'm saying? Like Keefe is one of the best youth football coaches ever. Like, with his resume speaks for itself, and most likely when he gets that much talent, he usually dominates. And I didn't see Derrick Jackson last night either. I didn't see number 12, so I don't know what's up with that. So I'm probably go, check that out.
And Darren, we gotta put some respect. Like we're gonna talk about it. Me and Fanatic gonna talk about it, the breakdown, but you gotta put a little respect on Real Deal Dream Chaser. They did beat the Fighting Irish a little worse than the mob
backup quarterback.
Right?
With the backup quarterback.
Man, that dude ain't no backup, bro. I'm gonna tell you that. That dude, I told you he a legit quarterback.
That's number 5. But see, you said
no. You talk about Mook. No, we ain't talk about Mook. They got another quarterback.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They put the quarterback out. That's why they beat them better. The quarterback got knocked out.
In Tampa.
Terry.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Darren, is there a role for Dream Chasers to get to number 1? If we knock off of St. Louis.
Hell yeah. If y'all knock out anybody outside that 6 right there, which I'm quite sure they gonna be OC Buckeyes, but yeah, St. Louis and St. Louis, honestly, I think they're a very talented team. They have yet to play anybody. Like they once Southfield backed out of my event, they backed out too. And they've been calling to play Southfield, but because they're going to YNC, I don't know. Southfield might not want to play them, So at the end of the day, that kid Michael Lewis, like he's a dynamic player. He's phenomenal. So like, hey, y'all and Goatman at running back.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that ain't no walk in the park.
Hey,
keep them y'all number 1.
Okay, so y'all gotta beat St. Louis Elite. I ain't seen them. I haven't seen them, so I don't. Man, I don't know why
they lethal. Their quarterback is CJ Sattler. He's like a CJ Sattler. How CJ Sattler was when he was with Motor City, and he has actually more help. You got Kenneth Robinson at receiver. They got Goatman at running back. Y'all know about Goatman. Goatman was the one did it to Georgia in that Brandon Jacobs event. Goatman is like that. Like that's why they call him Goatman. So yeah, they stack. They maybe ain't play nobody yet, but they go be ready. They go definitely be ready.
But we can't punish other people. We can't punish other people and then praise them and give them a high ranking if they not playing nobody.
Hey, listen, it's exceptions to the rule, and they're
my God. I'm sorry, man.
Can't stand that.
Hey, these is
Darren, why you say that?
Hey, these is babies. I make no exception. If you're not playing nobody, you get to no shine. See, the thing is about
In their region, they played out of state in their region. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they gotta definitely play Southfield because Southfield has been on a run. Like they've been on a tear. Southfield 13U been beating 14U's where they at. They may be the top 14U and they 13U. So that's definitely telling. OC Buckeyes though, the OC Buckeyes, they came out of nowhere. Jesus Christ, lie like they, whoo, Ezra.
Does the
Oh,
OG Ducks stay at number 9 for you, Darren?
yeah, and that was kind of hard for me to put them there.
Okay.
They got the schedule that warrants that. You know what I'm saying? Brick City, I was debating the only reason they before OG because they got less losses than OG. You know, so other than that, I would have put OG because Southwest Marlins, I'm being real, like they beat DEA, but did they beat the DEA that West Orlando played?
Right.
And so like I'm up in the air with them and they don't lead the state, you know. So I ain't gonna lie, I had to drop them down to like 9. I had to like fight with myself. So
hey, I had Woj at number 4.
you had who?
Woj at number 4.
Who?
Woj, West Orlando Jacks.
Oh, okay. 100K
Mm-hmm.
boys.
Yeah, I had them at number 4 because I was putting the Mob in front of them. But I'm gonna say this too: the Mob got to definitely avenge that loss to 215, and we definitely got to get that.
I ain't counting none of that stuff when they had a different coach. I'm sorry, like they just got a different energy, and that's what I told 215 Extreme as well. Like I told them, they was like, we beat the Mob. I say you ain't beat the same Mob though, but who have you played since then?
Well, I'm only saying that because Hollywood Fanatic, he basically counting that. So, you know, he's counting that. What's the other?
Is it on the record? Is it on the record?
Yeah, but it's early in a different staff. That's how I definitely take it into consideration. But at the end of the day, I know who the Mob is, and I'm looking at the Mob, and I think they are definitely a top 5 team. And the reason why I gave West Orlando the nod over Maryland Heat, the West Orlando resume speaks for itself. They the only ones beat TMT, unlike the Dream Chasers.
hey,
I don't know.
But
That's TMC got our number, man.
Hey, but that's the crazy part because it's like people was upset with me, right? That because I put TMT over Real Deal Dream Chasers, and I gave my reasoning. I said, look, you guys have played them, they beat y'all didn't beat them, but y'all tied them. So the fact that y'all didn't beat them, I couldn't put y'all over them. That was my only reasoning. Who do I think is the actual, if both of them have an A game, who do I think win? I think the Real Deal Dream Chasers win. But that's only speculation because I haven't seen it.
I don't think the Dream Chasers can. I ain't gonna lie, like the way the quarterback is playing for TMT, he's playing some of the best ball, man. I think like I said, I think the best quarterback's playing the best ball right now. OC Buckeyes. I say St. Louis, but I have to see him tested against one of these top 5 teams. And Dro, because like I just watched them play Treasure Coast this Saturday, and his control and his command and how effortless and how that offense flows. Like he's definitely the difference maker in that offense, and then he can run with it as well. I think he's been the key in both of those victories, you know, versus them, and I think that's what gives them the edge to me. Like he's so mature for his age. He's doing a lot out there, and y'all seen Jeffrey O'Neal, like they got some stuff over there, man, that they ain't really unleashed yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing them or whatever. But I'm looking forward to see what the future holds for them. But RDC, I gotta see who else they go in because they want to play everybody out of town. I guess because they can't get no games in town. I get it.
No games, man. They don't want to come see us.
Red Raiders been up too.
Hey, you said, oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. I was about to ask you because they end up beating 215 Extreme, I believe.
Ooh.
So
they come to Atlanta. Yeah.
So I was asking, you know, trying to put them back on your radar because they they too good for rec teams, and they just haven't, like, the fact that they had new coaching, they had new players, you know what I'm saying? Some players not coming back and stuff like that. But I think they are gaining,
Momentum.
the momentum, right? So if they can like win out or maybe lose like maybe one game, like what do you see for them, as far as they
Oh,
future?
I definitely like them. I think they could beat a lot of teams. Like if I got OG Ducks at 9, they should definitely be somewhere in there. They just took a couple of losses that I kind of hold against them right now, and I really haven't been hearing too much of them lately. And like I said, a lot of these teams got to include themselves in these scoreboards and letting us know what you're up to. Well, let me know what you're up to, and a lot don't participate until rankings come out. But like I always tell people, I'm not YNC ranking, so you're not gonna lose the invite with me. I'm just strictly ranking on who I think are the top teams, until those matchups happen, and then I change it around. So I'm looking forward to see what they go do, because like I say, I'm doing a feature on the kid, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do, because I think they're a very good team as well. But when you making those national runs and adding all those personalities and different stuff like that, you seen, that's why I always say the preseason games you can hold them, but at the end of the day, how much faith can you put in those preseason wins? Because half these teams, like I had who was that? Tell me. Okay, the Wave Boys, Maryland Heat, talked to coach while I was in DMV, and he said that his chemistry is back together because he added some players that he thought would help them, but it ended up hurting them because it started so much confusion and the chemistry was off. And once those players left, because they realized that they ain't considered the top team, like they joined, they left.
Yeah,
So it's like he kind of got his team back. That's why I always say, like, you never know with you football and how it affect these teams and personalities, especially these parents. Ooh.
right. Hey, so did
Yeah,
no, so number I'm sorry, go ahead,
go ahead.
Fernando. You ain't say nothing.
Now, I wanted to tap in because Dream Chasers coach, shout out to Coach Hill, just hit me, man. He I gotta ask you because he wants to know
I
what
was about
about
to
the
ask that
travel.
too.
Okay, he said, does travel mean anything? Because we done went to Miami twice, Jersey,
Travel,
New Orleans. So
travel definitely means something, but I don't hold it near and dear because everybody not fortunate to do it. And let's be honest, the reason why a lot of the Atlanta teams travel is because none of the leagues want them in the league, so they have no other choice. So a lot of these other teams don't have that luxury. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really hold travel ultimately against them. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these teams play in leagues, and like playing 2 games in a weekend, or maybe some don't want to do it. You definitely get credit for it. But if you undefeated, you go definitely get credit for it. But if you lose a game, I gotta consider, hey, you lost the game. I'm gonna look at that stain on your resume.
Hey, I know you from Florida. Hey,
I
we
don't,
got a little biasness in here.
I don't pick faces, bro.
Hey, dude, I was about to say, man, we got a little, because even though me and your reason and explanation is the same as to the TNT, right? I
Mhm.
just want to make sure that there ain't a little biasness in there, though, Darren.
Nah, it ain't no bias in there. How it's gonna be bias in this one? It's 1-0-1. That ain't no bias. That's logic.
Well, I mean, hey, I,
Logic.
I I say this though. What are we gonna do about this ducking? Because I'm gonna be honest to you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
How can it be ducking though? I don't believe in ducking unless they have the same, unless they playing under the same guidelines as the other team. Like we can't say ducking if these teams are in the league. I don't think
Not
ducking.
here's
Now,
the thing. Here's the thing. I've literally seen their original schedule. A lot of teams that they were supposed to play literally backed out. Didn't play. So far as strength of schedule, I don't think they should be punished for that. And then it was saying and then the other thing is I think it should hold credit and merit because first of all, if they're going out to travel doing something that other teams unwilling to do, which is leave their comfort zone
you
to
saying
go.
willing to do? They have to do it. They can't put together a schedule in Atlanta and just do that because they're not a part of a league. They doing what they have to do. That's what I'm saying. If you look at it, referees have to do the same thing. They have to do the same thing because let's be honest, those teams in Atlanta are not playing them because they feel like they have all the talent and it's a waste of time. So they have to do that. They have to do that. And see, you got to think about it. If we in South Florida did the same thing that RDC doing, we wouldn't have teams like Delray Rocks, Gwen Cherry, or all those teams. See, those teams have a schedule that they have to play. So it ain't like they gotta go out there and find games. They had to make a national schedule because they would not have any games in their backyard. So it's not like they willingly did it. No, they had to do it. And that's what they wanted to do because that's what they put together that team for, to beat everybody.
Hey man, when you number one, I feel like you have to play. But I think
No,
just on the fact that Coach Hill is still willing to go out there to play the best teams. Like I think that speaks value. But here's why we can't punish that though. Here's why we got to have more consideration.
I'm definitely not punishing it. I just don't think I hold it against teams that aren't receptive to playing them and stuff like that. Yeah, if you're on that schedule, you should have been on that schedule. But again, if it was a league game, they wouldn't have that problem because they would have to play it. When you do that travel schedule, that's the chances you take of people. The market's dealing with the same thing. You don't notice like it's only honestly like the Atlanta teams that it happens to. Well, it just happened to Keefe them too, because RDU canceled on them in Vegas.
See, look, and that's what I'm saying. I think the only way you stop that is if you're on a schedule, you make the schedule, right? I think honestly, if you pull out, you got to get out the rankings. I'm just be honest with you.
Oh God,
You got to get out the rankings.
let me ask.
You heard
no duck season. Duck season. No, I don't tolerate ducking, man. Because here's the thing, Darren. What I don't think that you're factoring in is the fact a lot of people don't play their schedule or the game that they're scheduled to play due to the reason that they don't want to lose their ranking. If they lose to the team that they have on the schedule, that's the reason they don't want to play.
But at the end of the day, if your goal is to win a national championship, you only can hide for so long. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but they get to get there though. They get to get there.
At the end of the day, do I want to play a team that don't have confidence in winning it all? That team that's ducking you, dang, you ain't gonna see them down the line. So like at the end of the day, like I'm not penalizing them. I think that do I think YNC should do it? Yeah, because they give out invites and stuff like that. Me personally, I can understand because at the end of the day, you only could run for so long. Like at the end of the day, if it was a sanctioned game, you should have played it. But if it's just a game, you got to realize too with these national games too, a lot of times they don't be the coaches, be the freaking parents. The parents be the one, especially if they be done lost the game. Parents be like, man, we ain't spending our money going out there. They ain't doing a lot of parents.
But that goes against what you are. That goes against what you already said, though. You said these teams got to get out more and they got to go, they got to travel, they got to do this, they got to do that, right?
Season, I agree. Preseason, I always say preseason. That's
preseason.
I say preseason because if you got a schedule, you not them parents. It's gonna be school. It's gonna be a lot of things. It's kudos to the people that's able to manage it, like the OG Ducks, because they do a lot of it because they do like homeschooling and stuff like that. Kudos to those people that do that. But honestly, like I say, preseason is where you get all those itches out. Like when you want to play those crossover games, go preseason. Find the right tournament. Go play them because a lot of teams got to. That's what I always preach when they want to get on the map. Come play those teams and get that itch out early because you may not be able to do it during the regular season. So like I get what y'all saying. Y'all definitely got a point. But at the end of the day, like I said, people have their schedules and people call it ducking because other people don't want to play them. I mean, like they're not ready to play them. They only play them if they have to.
So I gotta say this last one, Darren, from my dog coach, Coach Hill. He basically want to know. So basically, you cool with TMT getting that #1 and sitting at home
What? Yeah, they got a
because
season.
they got a schedule,
They
basically.
got a schedule to play. Like they got a schedule to play. They played y'all 2 times. What else y'all want them to do?
Yeah,
Like
but they traveled
y'all
out
say,
there.
y'all say y'all the #1 team, but hey, again, they complimented them by going down there.
Yeah, well,
And I'm
why?
putting
I
this
think
on. I'm putting this on record real quick. He just texted me and said we want the mob now, thanks to you. So yeah.
See what I'm got
So,
no season schedule. You ain't got no. You can say we want the mob.
oh,
I'm
hold
just,
on.
just
Hey,
saying,
there, are
man.
they in the league?
Who? No, they playing the independent mob. The mob. Yeah, the mob should be in the league. But the mob probably gonna take it, but they gonna have to make them travel or something like that, or help them with travel or something like that. And the mob ain't bucking nothing.
Coach Hill made a statement. He's done traveling. He said this a couple weeks ago or a week ago or so.
I
He
get
said,
it. That has to cost a lot of money, and they parents like, woo, they got the best parents. Can them parents get a trophy too? Sheesh.
They got to. They got to get something.
So I understand that it's salute to them, but like I say, I hate that a lot of Atlanta teams have no. They have to resort to just traveling. I mean, cause like I don't never be hearing a lot of people saying, "Yeah, I gotta win my Super Bowl no more." That the top teams in Atlanta, they don't never be saying Super Bowl. They be straight national, straight travel. So it is what it is. Just like OG Ducks. OG Ducks still in the lead. They gotta win their Super Bowl, but they travel because they got the budget to do it.
so I'm gonna ask a question. So you got the OG Ducks in the top 10. In how many games did they lose?
3.
They lost 3. They almost lost to the Rare Raiders. Rare Raiders should have had
And
that
they
game.
almost lost the top floor.
They played top floor twice too. They lost the OC Buckeyes, they lost to West Orlando, and they lost the Dream Chasers. Who else has their resume?
Well, actually, yeah, those are the only ones. Yep, that's the only one they lost to. Whew, I think the fact that the OC Buckeyes beat them, that should have
Yeah,
took them out of the top 10.
yeah, that definitely should have took them out the top 10. But who do you put it in there for? I'm not putting Gwen Cherry over them, and Gwen Cherry
Me
ain't.
either, Darren. Me either.
I'm
You
not.
not see
I'm
here
not.
go to disrespect
I'm.
again.
I'm not putting Southfield over him because I saw what West Orlando did to Southfield. like, bruh, like I'm being real. And PME, I don't know about them as well, but I know they play a national schedule as well. Maple Heights is nice. They beat a couple of teams in their region. I love Maple Heights. I think they're a sleeper team. So 215 Extreme, like where do I put the OG Ducks? Like I gotta get them. You say we giving them credit for playing national games and stuff like that. That's what I took into account when I put the OG Ducks on them
Yeah.
because they have a national schedule. They beat
And they
Trent
flying cross country.
they beat the teams they're supposed to beat. Yeah, granted they were in some close games and stuff like that, but I'm giving them credit for their travel as well. I just ain't put them in front of Brick City because they have more losses than Brick City, which is one more loss. But Brick City as well, I would definitely want to see who they can actually beat. You know what I'm saying? Because they done lost to the Mob and they lost to the Dream Chasers. But who else is a resume builder for them?
I'm about to put another team on your radar. Richmond Steelers.
Richmond Steelers, I love their quarterback that used to play for Air. I can't remember his name.
Will Orr.
Or yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting them on your radar.
I hope they
And
better than last year because boy, they
they way
they
better.
D2 and whew,
They way better.
they is.
Yeah, they better.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
telling you, that's why I'm putting them back on your radar. Look at this guy.
And I'm gonna add Will to my quarterback hot list feature. So I'm definitely go. I'm glad you remind me because I was looking for some diversity in it because the 8th grade Florida quarterbacks just crazy good. Even though one of them from Cali too, that's playing at IMG. So yeah, that's good. I gotta add him.
All right, so for the teams, man, that's under the radar, right? Because I'm looking for the underdogs too, whatever. What do they got to do to get on your radar?
Present their resume, and circle those games that they think are resume builders. You understand what I'm saying? Like I hate Cali isn't deep as it should be, or the West Coast, because when I be looking at my rankings, it be like Southeast and Eastern dominated. Like it be crazy. Like, and I try to be more diverse. I know those other people are trying to get people to come to their events, so they go respect the teams that play tougher schedules. But I try to give more teams a shot. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm more about. Like 1 to 10 to me is more of the teams that I think are really good. 11 to 15, you kind of got a shot, and I think you can look good and possibly think that I think you got a shot against some top 10 teams. So you get more wiggle room from 11 to 15.
Hey, so I'm asking,
how can a player get on your watch list, Darren?
Man, show up in them big games, have some nice film, have some nice size, and possibly have upside. It's really about upside to me, because every year what I've learned doing this every year, the players change, man. The players change, and like why they was trying to not give the kid Kamani any credit for guarding B5. Like,
I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead.
They was really trying to not give him credit for doing it, and they were saying they had the best secondary. Listen, the referees do have the best athletes, but you can't hardly say best secondary when people don't have more than 2 seconds to throw. Like, come on,
right?
Front 7, like you can't say your DBs. They ain't really out there on the island. Like, let's be for real. You know what I'm saying? So the Kamani Bridges kid is really, 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 really like that. Like,
man, let me tell you, it's PME.
Yeah,
he was on my radar. But I'm gonna say this too. The fact that, and this to let you know how special Rare Breeze is, right? That dude held B5 to 1 catch. Nobody's talking about that. 1 catch for 3 yards.
Yeah.
And they still won 26-0.
I'm gonna tell you something though. I ain't gonna even lie. A lot of people look at Shockley and they give him a lot of credit, but I ain't gonna even lie. He ain't even tapped into his full potential yet. He's nowhere near his full potential.
Right.
When that light finally clicks for him, he gonna be freaking phenomenal. He's gonna be an animal.
Man,
he's gonna be a born animal. Right now, B5 feel himself and he's cocky and arrogant. So he looks like the best player on that team, but I think Shockley has the more upside on it because he probably go get even bigger. Like, so like, and he's kind of more mild-mannered. So imagine when he really hones into, yeah, I'm that dude. Like, you got to give it to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He don't have the same attitude that B5 have. You know what I'm saying? He's more laid back and cool. Yeah, he got a little bit in him. But boy, when that light click, it's gonna be ugly.
All right, so on your radar for the 13U, like who would you say, like, just off the top of your head, is the top like running backs, right? Yeah. Who would you say?
I think Santana Williams really jumped on my radar this year as well. We also know Gabe Kemp will always be on there, but when I say top running back, I think about upside. So you're gonna have to look the part and everything. So when I'm talking about that, I think Goatman for St. Louis.
You gotta give us one, Darren. You gotta give Real Deal one.
You want one?
Come on, just name one.
I think y'all backs are athletes. I don't really look at them like backs. And what about Roebuck? I love Roebuck. Ain't that his name? That's how you pronounce it. You say I gotta give y'all one.
Come on, man. You gotta at least give us number 9.
He a better athlete. He probably gonna end up on defense.
Hey,
you don't think Clock 9 gonna end up on defense? And
do that too. Swiss Army
knife. He good though. He good. Defense too.
And
He is, but come on, man. He told it though.
You don't think Boogie gonna end up a linebacker? I'm talking about dudes I'm holding my breath when they touch it. Them dudes you talk about, they like to run into people.
All right, so let me give you
out
one.
of their way.
Hold on, let me give you one that I said was my top running back last year.
Who is that?
Number 4. See, you don't get. See, a lot of people don't get him.
That's who I was talking about.
Okay.
You said, I said, I forgot his pronouncing.
Tonk.
And I'm gonna tell you this. When you saying top running back, my 2 right now is Goatman and Derrick Jackson. That's me being real. Goatman and Derrick Jackson.
I like Santana, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I do like him.
Too, but I'm thinking about long-term upside, like high schools go jump on. Derrick Jackson is like 5'11", 6 feet already, 180 plus pounds. He's chiseled to the gods. And Goatman is like 5'10", 5'11", and they the full package. You gotta hold your breath. They can give it to you. They can give you the whole package. And it's a kid
Sincere Roebuck. That's how you say his name. Sincere Roebuck.
Yeah, I love him, and I love what's number 2 name? I love him. He's one of the best athletes.
Nap.
Yeah, him. I love
receiver.
Him.
Yeah,
okay, Darren. Now we back, Darren. We back.
Hey, they start thinking that you just ain't rocking with the Drake.
I love the D, and I'm gonna feature him next 13. I gotta look at their names and stuff because I got them wrote down. Definitely love that big D, and I think he's a big force. And of course, I love the D lineman, the defensive tackle that played for RDU. He's always been a monster. Number 90 that came.
See how we start talking about the chasers, we disappear.
Look,
you see how we start talking about the chasers, we disappear. Come on.
Look, what was gonna happen is Darian was gonna push them to go. If his pitch was to push y'all to AYF, I think he was doing a great job. Because I think that was gonna make Coach Hill be like, man, I'm going to AYF and I'm about
AYF 13. You gonna be super lit. I ain't gonna even hold you. Like we gonna be stacked.
What's some teams that's gonna be in there, Darren, if you can say?
Maryland Heat for one. Okay. Lauderdale Lakes going YNC. I know that because that's all they know. West Orlando going YNC. OC Buckeyes. Brick City might even go YNC, because they got whatever. But Southfield, who else? Maple Heights Saints. I don't know what Brick City gonna do, honestly. St. Louis going to YNC too. YNC 13, you should be competitive. They might have a better bracket, honestly.
You said at the at AYF. I mean,
YNC might have the better 13U bracket.
Oh, YNC, yeah.
But South Orleans too. They probably gonna be at AYF because I know a lot of Texas teams have committed to playing at AYF. That's if they get through regionals, so that plays a part. But OC Buckeyes and OG Ducks winner, I want to see who gonna win out of that because they got to play each other for regionals.
Hey, and then here's this was Cherie said. She said they was missing 8 starters. And the QB wasn't there, and they still beat the Fighting Irish. What you say to that?
Yeah, but Fighting Irish been on a losing streak. Like I expect them to do that. Listen, just like Lambeau. Lambeau only took 15 to Vegas and did their thing, but guess what? There was 15 main pieces. That probably could beat everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if you got your core bread and butter, yeah, that's definitely what you gonna do. And Tampa Irish, like I said, I heard their quarterback got hurt. I heard Terry didn't play or he got hurt or they put him out. But that's a part of football, so we can't really count that. But yeah, that was impressive. But it's not impressive when Tampa Irish done lost like 3 games in a row. They just came back from Maryland after getting blown out in Maryland. So like at the end of the day, it's great because it's a national schedule and a team that played a national schedule and knocked off some top teams. So yeah, it's good. But
any given Sunday, that's all I can say.
Yeah, every Sunday. Yeah, because if they would have played a close game, would be like, damn, they kind of struggle with them. But yeah, y'all doing what y'all supposed to do. Like, yeah, they would be number one if they had beat TMT. Period. Like they played 2 games against TMT. I cannot not make TMT, and TMT only lost to West Orlando, and West Orlando has proven beating certain teams that they're definitely one of the top teams in the country.
So who you got out of them? Who? So out of West Orlando versus Real Deal Dream Chasers, who you got?
I don't know about that because West Orlando, that's a toss up. West Orlando come out looking like world beaters one day, and then one day they'll be playing down the competition. But West Orlando is gonna be very hard to. Well, I'm gonna get West Orlando. West Orlando beat them last year. What I'm talking
That's
about?
last year, Darren.
Hey,
That's last year.
who he sound like?
Yeah.
Hey, who he sound like?
What's
He
last year,
sound like
Darren?
me.
Come on, man.
Hey, he said it. He said the same. I'll be messing with Coach Hill though.
Listen,
But
last year I picked the Dream Chasers to win it all. I was all in, and they went to YNC, and I don't even want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't talk about
Listen,
last year. I'm talking about this year. I want to talk
you
about last year.
know what's bad? They lost the goddamn West Orlando, and West Orlando had a safety at quarterback that used to play quarterback.
Hey, I'm banned from talking about last year. They told me don't
That's
bring up
last year,
last
Darren. It
year.
was a mental lapse.
They
Sometimes you can start looking ahead too early, but we is focused on this year. Y'all want us to stay in the past. We passed that.
Once you kind of let me down, it's like USC defense. I would not touch them ever, ever. 2 weeks in a row, they blew my ticket. I ain't messing with USC. So you got to make me believe in you. You got to give me some faith because I thought they were the best team, especially with them going toe to toe with RDU last year. You know what I'm saying? But now they with RDU. So we gonna get to see. Like at the end of the day, I think West Orlando is probably hitting their stride right now. That's why they got their chests out against everybody. That's why
Hey,
they back with Tampa Irish.
Coach said so. He said so. You're not counting TMT win against the mob. I don't know if y'all already read that.
Huh?
So you're not look at the screen.
Am I not counting TMT win against the mob? Yeah, I count it, but like it's just like 215. It's different when there was a different style. You gotta count it, but at the end of the day, like if it comes down to it, and we comparing resumes, say for instance, Dream Chasers had won a game, and we comparing resumes now. I'm gonna kind of give like, can I count it? Can I count it? So I'm like on the fence with it. It depends on the scenario. I'm gonna be real.
All right. So hey, didn't they play Woes twice last year, right?
Who?
Real
Dream
Deal
Chasers.
Dream Chasers.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
played
so
them in
he
the
beat the
summertime.
brakes off them first time, and basically had
No, they saying RDC, like so basically they just saying RDU players beat West Orlando. So that's what he's saying. Like Boogie, they beat them regular season. I mean preseason, I remember, and what you call it, and Boogie went crazy.
Oh yeah, he went crazy. Hey, I
Now
don't
where
know
he
how
at?
you said look.
That's before he joined Rare Breeze, and ever since then, whew,
Hey, I'm gonna say this, like, because I think your assessment on Boogie was a little off, and here's why I say that. I think Boogie is a natural running back. I think Boogie is like he's one of those running backs that
he would have right.
he rise up to the moment.
He would the right number. It's more like Le'Veon Bell. He definitely is a running back. But I'm just saying I don't see him back full force like he was. Like I don't think he's fully 100% back to where he was. See, when you set the bar that high, when you set the bar as high as he did, because he carried RDU.
For
You
sure.
understand? That's what people don't understand. When you set the bar so high, when you come back and you not like seeing exactly what people got before, then they're gonna be like, yeah, he not back to himself yet. He doing his thing now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking him. I just think that he got to be fully recovered to get back to listen, dude was I'm not saying he's a great all-around player. And even after the injury, he's showing more and more that he's an all-around athlete. That's what I'm saying. I think athletes have more value than just the running back. Look how they played Jonathan Taylor. Like at the end of the day, an athlete is more valuable than a running back. You know what I'm saying? So that means he's a football player. No matter where you put him at, he's gonna play ball and he's gonna make an impact. I'm not knocking him. He's a very good running back. As a matter of fact, he broke a long run on TMT. So yeah, he nice with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I was about to say they was pins. That boy turned to a bowling ball, running them boys over.
Ran them over, yeah.
That's
That's
like
all. So when you say that,
uh,
he says who's more likely to win YNC, Voodoo? Is it Voodoo, Lambo, or Rare Breeds? Man, they all gonna win it. I got all of them winning. Even though
Do you see any chinks in any of those?
any
Darren?
chinks, yeah, it's actually
when Lambo got a challenge for them, they gonna have to beat the Canes.
Talk,
done,
Darren.
done,
Talk, Darren.
done. I
Them
told you
two
when I started off.
yeah, they you give rap their trophy and send it now.
Hey, you get ready to breed a trophy, right? I told you when
Yeah,
they
get
got
ready to breed that
B5,
trophy.
it wasn't no more
But
competition.
hold on now. This gonna sound crazy, but it's something I ain't seen before. So I mean, I seen it before. 12U Rare Breeds versus Georgia Gators. Larry O and Mike versus Marcus Nim. It was an all Georgia YNC. That's when I was still working with YNC. So I've seen it before. So I love Voodoo. I think Voodoo is dominant. But do RDU have a shot? Do
They
RDU
do.
think RDU has a shot? Because
They
this is
do.
Reggie now. This
They
is
do. They do. Any team that Coach Reggie coach, I think they got a shot. I'm
And
gonna
they
be
can throw
honest.
the ball.
yeah right now. I'm thinking about a replay of that, and if they playing for nationals because those teams in they trenches, man, like I watched RDU play the Ferrari boys. We was out there, and Ferrari boys are really good, but I didn't really see the back that scared anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I looked at those trenches, RDU trenches on 8U and 9U, and I was just so impressed. Like, yeah, man, them people, they definitely get the butter from the duck out of their linemen. I love that.
We gotta factor in that they 30-piece RDU.
When was this? Tell
This
me
is
when was this?
this was in Warzone, so we gotta factor that in. All right,
Uh,
we got look. Even though I already said that
listen,
Voodoo is not 30 points
nah,
better
nah,
than RDU.
listen again, and this is what I tell you. What I just said about the Ravens. That's a new staff taking over a whole new team. Like you gotta get and see. Like for them to step in the ring with them is totally different. Just like I think with West Orlando. When West Orlando came and got ran over by that voodoo tornado, like I was on the sideline there and I kept saying, why they allowing Voodoo to be on their sideline like that? Voodoo was like on their sideline with the bullhorn. Like that is you gotta beat them and their fans and their parents.
It's a lot.
Crazy. It's a lot to take in, man. It's a
But
lot. It's a crazy atmosphere. But when it's Georgia on Georgia, that ain't really an advantage.
nah, that definitely
And
ain't.
and
But
I,
I think
I love RDU quarterback. Like he's such a general. Like
They can throw the ball.
his age. Like I'm looking at him like, I mean, he 9U.
man, I'm just saying, bro. From what I
Voodoo
seen,
weakness.
from what I seen in that game, I seen the quarterback. I mean, it was still early, it's still preseason, so I'm
Darren
pretty
said
sure.
that's preseason.
Yeah,
You
that's
ain't
preseason.
watched it live when he was talking about preseason. See, Darren, he ain't watched the live
Yeah,
when he
I
talking
listen. I like preseason. I take it, but when it comes to a team getting new pieces and a new staff, I think you gotta get them their time to define what gels and because that's what preseason really about, right? That's about testing to see what you have. You gonna have to trim the fat off that brisket. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, to make it right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think preseason for.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying,
I
man.
count it, but then again, like if I see that team don't look like it looked in preseason, I'm like, I don't think that's the same team.
Yeah. I don't know, man. To me, they just always been like the most disciplined team that I've seen, like with Coach Batman. So that's why I really don't. But
Larry O,
hey, I want to say this. I did see Coach Batman say some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I seen it too.
He talking about they could be 10 the certain 10 U teams in the top league. They could play 11 U teams. I'm like, bro. Now
they just like DeMarcus said, he could beat 13 U teams, and I made a post. It's a big difference between 11U and 12U, and it's an even bigger difference between 12U and 13U. I noticed. I scout the players. I know players that were dominant the year before, and you can't even. The next year, you don't even see them. It's somebody else because they got that growth spurt. You gotta think about all that or that light click. Like it's a big difference. That's why you see some people disappear.
Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, they definitely it's not a foregone conclusion outside of this year. 12U, because remember DEA, I think they won 12U twice in a row. The first time nobody really had them in there. The OG Ducks, you know, the year before that they was running everybody over, including RDU.
They had like the whole Midwest. Shoot.
Yeah, and then the next year it was, you know, DEA. So they just came out of nowhere. They ended up smacking OG Ducks.
Dog, they had a red shirt freshman for them. Like Neiman played 12U twice, bro. I had Neiman in my top 5 12U players. His first year playing 12U. So what you thought he was gonna be his second year playing 12U?
So basically, Darren, you got Rebry 12U winning, but you think them other two, you think Lambo and Voodoo can be knocked off?
I don't think Voodoo could be knocked off, but I think that I'm gonna give Coach Reggie a shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. You know what I'm saying? But I think Lambo got their work cut out for them. You know, but I think, you know, Coach Howard go definitely have them ready to run through a wall when it's time to do it. But he's facing another. If push kind of shove, he's facing another legend. Coach Maul is a living legend where we from. He's won YNC before as the 12U Hurricanes coach. He was the one that passed on those kids to Coach Chris. Wanted at 13U, and he wanted at 12 because that's how he is. And if you really look at it, that same team that he got now should have been in the championship during the pandemic year, but it was a bad call against the Crew. You know, they actually outplayed the Crew. So this is the same bunch of kids that he's had. So Coach Maul is a living legend.
He says PA football says for y'all who don't know, the PA is, you know, he's Pennsylvania, I believe. He says I know Darian loves PA football. Whatever happened to org versus org, there's not an org in the nation that can line up.
RDU, Rare Breed. It's a couple in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's a couple down south. TMT. I mean, Lauderdale Lakes. You know, just TMT, but Lauderdale Lakes.
Yeah. Lauderdale Lakes and the Ravens have
it's some in Orlando. Orlando Outlaws.
Yeah, like it's a lot of organizations from top.
A lot of orgs that can go org on org.
Miami Gardens Ravens, Lauderdale Lakes, of course RDU doing their thing. Atlanta Elite got a couple of teams, you know what I'm saying?
Atlanta Elite, Duval Jags,
Maryland Heat.
Yeah.
You know, West Orlando Jags, Duval Jags, you know. See, like in Florida, like a lot of them are so competitive that, you know, they go keep their talent where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So it's other orgs that's able to thrive and they get to build that org from top to bottom. So I know a lot of them like that. SCD is an org that's real decent. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of orgs around the country as a whole that are winning. You know what I'm saying? Some of them just run into that buzzsaw.
They AU ain't getting no shine like that. I mean, they still rank SED.
Yeah, SED. Yeah, SED. Now you just put footstep behind and Pac Prime game. But damn, Pac Prime done fell far. You know, so and I had Crescent City coach. Crescent City coach was really mad at me. He said some pretty mean things.
Hey, you already know you gonna get it. Hey, I like Crescent. I like them though, man. I like them.
They tough.
Hey, He say, "Why West Orlando number 4? They've been beating up on Lulu's." And I hit him back. I say, "Coach, we'll go beat them then, Coach." He was like, "Oh man, that's some weak ass shit. Like that's weak." He like, "That's weak. These are weak old rankings." And I was like, "Yeah, man. Just go over to the other people's zone and they go stroke your ego. But they want you to come to their event. So hey, go and do your thing because that's what you doing it for. You doing it for rankings. Ain't no, it's no gold chest at the end of my rankings, which I think I am gonna start giving out my national championship like trophy or plaque or something for my team that finishes. So that's what I'm gonna try to do because I really,
Okay, so you want to give like a regular season award out.
yeah, I want to get
I
like a,
respect that, Darren. Make
What's
the
the
regular
what's the
season matter again.
qualifications? What's the qualifications?
man. They gotta win nationals and they gotta finish number 1 in the SEAL rankings.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, look, you know what? I'm gonna talk to Darian behind the scenes, and we're gonna add to that. We're gonna put you got no ducks on your record, on your resume. You played all the top teams, you traveled, you actually, had some type of adversity, overcame it. Like, man, we gonna put some stipulations to that. Cause
Yeah,
it's
most definitely, most definitely. But I'm gonna give you something nice. Y'all go love it. I always do something creative and I'm trying to push the envelope or whatever. Hopefully, when I get to a certain status, I could design some more good uniforms like I do for my preseason event or whatever. But hopefully, I can do some of that later on down the line for somebody that eventually end up being national champions. Because like at the end of the day, what I really want to do, I really want to construct more of the video guys because I think the video guys are the ones that see everything, they know everything. Without those guys, I wouldn't be who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm subscribed to about 1,500, 2,000 like people on YouTube. So if they got football on it, I'm subscribing and I'm hitting like. I know what it's like to be a media guy. So I lean on my media guys to be more accurate and they get these highlights out there and you're able to see how a lot of these teams look. And I also always push these teams to try to get more do more things as far as video for their teams, help grow your organization. Like
Right.
look at these teams, man. There's a lot of teams out here that's like I say, they could be the Red Breeze one day, rock stars. You know what I'm saying? Or OG Ducks, rock stars.
Hey, so I said something, because I be trying to do like minute videos and stuff, just really giving some insight and
Mhm,
informal information. What do you have to say? Because I don't know if you've seen it,
mhm.
my video. What do you have to say to the coaches who are withholding videos?
Because they don't want people to see film.
Listen, man. I learned this a long time ago when I was coaching. I'm a Pop Warner guy. I came up in Pop Warner. I was coaching. My mentor is a legendary coach, and we were from South Florida. We were always used to being superior to everybody athletically, and we ran into teams like Dale City and Oak Grove. If you know your Pop Warner history, you know those were juggernauts, and those teams didn't have the best athletes. You know what they had? They had money and resources, and they brought film. Them having our film made us better coaches. Like at the end of the day, if you don't know how to counter and you don't know what to do or what to throw at people, um, my standards for football comes from my mentor. My mentor, we would install plays every week. So even if you looked at certain stuff last week, that don't mean we running it. We may run some of it, but we got a whole different game plan. And that's how, like, truthfully speaking, guys having our film made us better coaches in South Florida. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Like you hire in film, that means you don't want to challenge yourself as a coach. That means you can't really handle that pressure. I don't. That means you ain't got that many wrinkles. Like I had Maryland Elite, who played RDU, and I told their coach like he was like, "Damn, we fell to number 11." And I'm like, "Coach, y'all ain't score against RDU, and RDU just lost the Red Breeds the week before." You know what I'm saying? So like, and if I got them where they at and I got RDU back there, how can I not put you in the top 10? And it's like when I looked at them, they didn't have that many wrinkles. Once they couldn't bully or push those guys off the spot, it became a problem. And they didn't have too many wrinkles. So the offense put the defense in bad situations. So all I'm saying, coaches, is test yourself. You just like you want those kids to get better and you want them to keep on working and working on their craft. Coaches got to do the same thing. Go to some coaches clinics and stuff. Why wouldn't you want to be the best coach it is? Like, why wouldn't you want to be calling and dialing up stuff and helping those kids transition to the next age group or even the high school? You know what I'm saying? So I don't buy that. That's scary tactics to me. Nah, come watch my film. I might not even run that this week.
You got something to say for that?
Nah, man, I love it, man.
All right, so look, this is what I got. This is what I got to say to it. Right, I'm actually looking at it from a another aspect as well.
Let me hear
the reason why I'm so against it. Right, them not doing it. All right, far as the adjustments and stuff like that, like you got to be able to do it. Like I say, NFL teams get filmed every single week. Right. Here's the thing, though. When they don't post something, that means that it's a kid that don't get the exposure that could have put him on the seal, that could have put him on the YNC, that could have put them on a level to where Jeremiah Johnson end up getting on, right? When you do that, they don't get a chance to get those NIL type situations. So my thing is this, man. You doing the child a disservice, you know, when you don't post them. Because a lot of these coaches, they somehow made the game about them. The parents, the coaches made the game about them to the point where it's like, you want to win bad, but these kids out here shaking hands, hugging after the game, all this stuff. You mad, you upset, you cussing people out, you doing all this unnecessary stuff, right? And then the coaches, like, they don't want the kids to get out. They don't want the film to get out because they don't want to lose a game. But at the same time, if you a good coach, like you said you are, you will be able to make those adjustments. You would be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't matter if they put out all these, videos about your team and stuff. The thing that some of the coaches like a Coach Mark, you got to stop it.
That's facts.
You got to stop it. Despite what you say and all that. And the reason why I'm saying this, though, Darren, a lot of the people in California, man, they are big on not putting out film.
Yeah.
They're very big on not putting out film. So, I totally disagree with any coach that don't want to put out film because they feel as if, that's going to harm them. You feel what I'm saying? But you got something to say, Fanatic?
Man, I just agree with y'all 110%, man. Let the kids rock.
You said California, they don't be wanting y'all to put out film and stuff?
Man, they don't be wanting to put out film. A lot of them, they got games and stuff like that, but they don't be like, if you go look outside of OG Ducks, Oakland Dynamites, OC Buckeyes, right? Nobody really has footage. Nobody really has film. It be people there.
Hey, you know what? Some of them don't be wanting them to know that they got kids and they know they'll go to a bigger team. So a lot of it be like, you know what I'm saying?
Kids,
a lot of them, it's just like, I ain't gonna lie, it's just like 707. Like 707 has got to the point where a lot of schools, high schools, don't send they players not allowed to go to certain all-star teams because those all-star coaches are stealing the kids. So it's crazy now. People have their own crazy, weird reasonings, but it be holding the kids back. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely sure aspect of it, and you absolutely right. I ain't look at it like that, but I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, so that's my thing, but I'm gonna put, so who is the team I'm putting on your radar? I put
Richmond Steelers. You talk
Richmond Steelers. Richmond Steelers, Tucker. I'm putting Dynamites back on.
Man, I did that to Rare Breeze. Jeez. Rare Breeze been taking some beatings at 11. What happened to them?
I don't know,
Man,
man.
they still good. You remember they
They
just beat
still
a
good, but they didn't took a couple bad losses.
they just beat a good IB Braves. IB Brave, I like them.
IB Braves ain't.
They not bad. Trust me, they not bad.
They not bad. They got better because that coach is just putting his stamp on it. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's
That
that's
I
that's.
mean that team has been up and down for a few years now, though.
Yeah, I say that
But they
too.
had a
But
big year last year though.
They had a
They
great year last year. Yeah, they had a great year last year.
So I'm asking, did they lose some players? What's different this year?
nah, they
I
didn't
know
lose
that I
no
know they
player.
lost some coaches,
Okay.
but players, I don't know if they lost too many players.
Yeah, they didn't lose. They didn't lose the players. It's just that
Yeah,
mindset.
different year. So maybe that same recipe ain't working. Well,
It's mindset though, Darren.
huh?
It's mindset.
Yeah.
You go in, you think they thought they were just gonna beat Tucker like that.
To be honest with you though, it's not cool. It don't surprise me though because I really was begging them to come to my event because I had smoke at 11U. I had smoke, and I'm like, yo, like y'all gotta come, or whatever. And like, there's like, nah, we go see, and we ain't really wanna, they was saying what they ain't want to do because I know the coach because he's from Miami or whatever. And they never really came. And then when I started to take a couple of beatings, I was like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Right.
All right, so so I'm gonna get to some questions that maybe can help to help these kids, have a starting point. All right, so how can they get exposure to you? Like, what are some of the things that they can do to actually get exposure if their coach is not doing what they're supposed to do?
I'm like at the end of the day, like I watch a lot of film and send me their film. Like they can always send me their film. They can always inbox me. And a lot of times I try to reach out to them because honestly, I see skill all day, but you know what I'm trying to find out? I want to know where all the big guys hiding at. Like that,
Right, Darren.
like I
Them
want to
big boys some love.
I just had them on there too.
I want to like I created this thing called Trench Titans, and it's a feature where I feature some of the best linemen or whatever in the country. And I want more of them to be more vocal and come out. Like I always get skill. I be knowing who all the skill is, but I definitely be wanting to give everybody a shot, no matter who you play for. And just send me your film, and I have our submission form where we're at R&R, and they put in all the information and drop their film. But a lot of them don't really have film, or they got bad cameramen. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I try to help them. Like they'll put in bad information, so I have to go and find the IG and see if they have film on it. Or if I'm meeting somebody, I go on YouTube and see if they got some actual film from team games because I'd rather scout game film than actual highlights because highlights be fool's gold. But that's the beauty of being a part of AYF. AYF has a database. Every game at their event is recorded. And guess who gets the keys to that? Yeah, moi.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I go to
Hey,
watch
so
all. I be sitting up there. I put it on my big 55 in my room, and I'm locked in. I'm yeah, okay, who that? And hey, coach, who is number such and such, such and
Yeah.
such? Like, I, when I'm a different type of scout because I don't like people to tell. I don't like a person to tell me like, look at me. I like when I'm featuring them, they don't know I'm a feature them. I'm just gonna talk about them, and I just be so happy to be like, boom. Like it feels better when you're talked about and you didn't have to tell anybody. You understand?
Right.
And I like to give kids that feel. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if coaches put me up on them, and I'm definitely go do it. I'm definitely go see who they are. I love to find the diamonds in the roughs and kids out of areas that we not familiar with. Like I was just up in Seattle where I was able to see a kid that played quarterback for some team, and they end up being PME 12U, and he was he was electric, man. He was the one, So I'm looking for the hidden gems, man. Honestly.
well, if you need a hidden gem, Tucker, this is a different age group. Now, if when he get all of the right pieces around him, man, he's gonna be tough. You heard it here first. That kid number 7 for 12U, got the goods, man.
Ooh.
Quarterback. He a quarterback.
See, man, y'all gotta send me all that stuff because
Yeah.
doing these national rankings, and I be digging under rocks and on Twitter and everything. I be doing my I don't be want to miss nobody, dog. Like right now we got our 27, but my graphic guy ain't put the graphics out for that yet. I've been sitting on my 2027 rankings, and I'm rather impressed with it because I'm getting to see all the kids that I thought highly of actually really developing early on in their careers. So like I feel like my resume speaks for itself because at the end of the day, like no knock to other people, but a lot of people like to sell subscriptions and write generic things about certain kids that it's tailor-made for them that you realize they not out there. But what I love about myself is I'm human and they know they can physically meet me. Like they look down the sideline, like me and you can, they already know we out there for real. Like we out there with our cameras capturing the moments. And I come back and like I try to tell a lot of people, I use my videos, I use everything about my videos. If you did some highlights, I'm gonna go put together a personal highlight for you and I'm gonna put it together and we go break that down and I'm gonna talk about you. I'm gonna put you on my page. Like at the end of the day, I'm loving it. Like right now, I got some stuff that I'm working on now that I'm gonna drop, from a couple of weekends ago, So it's great to have film because I cannot just talk about it, but I can show you, you know what I'm saying? Which is a big thing. And a lot of people losing sight of that right now, with a lot of things that's going on with rivals in '03 on 3 and stuff like that. They really been like scaling back from a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. So definitely check out it's #1 for Seahawks Elite. I'm gonna just send
Man,
you
send them
yeah, I'm gonna just send you some stuff.
Send them my way. I ain't bougie. I check my inbox and everything. I'm gonna communicate. Oh, I'm gonna talk to you, and I'm gonna be the old head too, man. I had a kid. Listen, I had a kid. I got into it with that. Like he really made me saucy. Like I really wanted to be like a petty, childish grown man. Like he got on my records. Is like, oh, these trash. They don't mean nothing. And I was like, well, why you on my post then if they don't mean nothing, saying it? And like he bust out laughing and he inboxed me and say, "Oh, why you so mad?" And like he was going back and forth with me, and like it made me mad because it was like, bro, like what's wrong with kids now? My daddy would up.
Yeah, man.
These
Like
kids are different.
Like I tried to tell these kids, right, and especially like the parents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to tell them because I talked to some recruiter from Georgia Tech, and I talked to UGA, Louisville, right? I talked to them. They all say the same thing. They said, "Look, when we come, y'all don't even know that we here."
Yeah.
They said when we here, we don't look for the things that y'all think we look for. We look and see how the parents behave.
Yep.
We look and see how the kids behave. Like if they're the superstar of the team, how do they treat their teammates? How do they do? He said we look and see, how he acts when they not having the best game. Like he was like, we look at all this stuff, right? So it makes sense to me now why a lot of players never get a scholarship.
And you know what? I always say this. I always say character is everything because listen, when I first started doing it, I had a scale on how I rank players that it has changed 3 times. And you know what? In number 1, mental makeup. You got to think about it. Mental makeup. It's the decisions that they choose to make. If they make dumb bonehead decisions and they do something without thinking, guess what? That's gonna follow most of them, and that's gonna be why they don't make it. And see, I've been doing this so long, I can tell you about star players that didn't make it in high school because of certain things. So it changed the way I scouted players, and I started looking at how they think and how they act, and little certain things like that. Because it's never the talent that holds them back. it's their decision making and how they carry themselves. Like I look at a lot of kids, like I look at it and I look at them, I feel like they wrestling with their identity because you look on there and you'll see a football player, but if you love football, why they ain't on your page? Why you kind of got on a hoodie and you pose like, so I'm looking at you like, do you want to be a street guy or you want to be a football player? And and then I hate when they do this, and I'm this how I know I'm an old head. They be like, yo, I be like, who is yo?
Yeah.
Who is
Hey,
yo?
I'm telling you, hey, look, the crazy part is this. A lot of them have a good highlights.
Yeah.
For some reason, after the season is over with, they erase all they posts. And then when it's that point, then I just probably unfollow them because it's like I'm here to try to help.
Fact.
And you see, like when I get a chance, hey Darren, look at this person.
Yeah.
Or this person. You know what I'm saying? Just like because that's what it's about to me. It's about maximum exposure for these kids to give them an opportunity to make it to the highest level that they can take themselves to. Because it outside of that, I don't know what else to do. That's why I can't.
That's what I told the kid. I say, man, you don't even know who you talking to, and y'all be taking stuff lightly, man. Listen, I've been in this game so long that I remember when I was writing about Paulo Banchero when he was playing quarterback for Seattle's FBU team, and I was talking to his daddy Mario, so I knew him. And I kind of knew that he probably wouldn't end up playing football because he was 6'5" as a 7. He was 6'4" as a 7th grader, and he was 6'6" as an 8th grader. So when he got this play freshman year, he did good at O'Dwyer, but he was 6'8" playing quarterback. So we knew it. Not me. Did I think he was gonna be that good at basketball? And then when I got to Seattle and I started seeing how many hoopers come out of Seattle, I was like, oh, that's why he was really good like that. But he was a phenomenal quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like he was supposed to be the next thing, but he outgrew it. You know what I'm saying? So knowing everything I know and watching the path of a lot of kids like Caleb Williams too. Caleb Williams, I picked him for the Under Armour game that Shedeur played in, and Shedeur won MVP of. I picked Caleb Williams. I didn't pick Shakur because Dion got automatic choices, but I picked Caleb Williams and Preston Stone. Preston Stone starts for SMU right now, and Caleb Williams was playing for Bowie. I wrote about him and everything, so I know Caleb. And Caleb didn't play in that game because he hurt his shoulder. So, and to be honest with you, he was a better passer than he was the athlete that he is now. So when in high school, when he was at Gonzaga, like when he turned into that athlete, I was like, damn, like I didn't know he was gonna be running like that. Like he'll do a threat now. Cause he was mean throwing that pill. But you have to tell these kids like they don't be understanding who they talking to. And that's why they make screenshots. Like you never know who watching you and how you carry yourself. So I look at a lot of them, they try to think that they hiding behind certain names and stuff like that. But I tell them all the time, somebody's always watching.
Right.
Hey, I can't honestly, I do blame them, but I can't blame them because a lot of this stuff, like, I don't know who's watching their page as far as their parents. But like I said, man, I think you say what?
Parenting is different now though, because I ain't gonna lie, I had no privacy. If I close the door, my mama would say if I come back by and that door closed again, I'm gonna take this off the hinges. Like right. You don't pay no bills.
Right. So look, it was the because I've seen parents wanting to getting into it with people, but then expect a child to behave differently.
Yep.
When they get in hostile environments. Right. And I'm like, hold on, aren't you their first, example? Didn't you call this person all type of B's and this and that? And then when this person get into it and he acts the same exact way you did, but now you got an issue with that?
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, Fanatic? Like, it's like we want the kids to be more mature than us as adults.
That's true.
Right.
And I never understood that. So the reason I keep expressing the parents actually being, a problem, because it's like it ruins it for the child. And it's like, so the fact that me, Darren out here, Fanatic out there, we wasting our time.
Yeah.
Because you basically undercutting, and you are undoing everything that we're trying to do to help this person. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, man, I'll be looking at it. I'll be like, man, these people,
Man, you see, you got to take it a step further too. You got some of these parents that they will be talking to you in the inbox as the kid. Like I had somebody inbox me and say to me, "Why you don't show me no love?" And like I had to sit there and look at that message like 6 times to try to figure out how to respond to it because it's a child.
right.
I was like, "Why do you play the game?"
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when the person let me know, oh well, I'm his father. Well, why would you send me that and not announce you the father the first time? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it was kind of deceiving. And like I told him, I'm like, listen, and like, you know what, a lot of them, they can't handle the truth. When you tell them the truth, you become the enemy. Like they can't handle it. You become the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why ain't show you no love? You just ain't hit that right stride yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I can remember a bad game that like a lot of people they want the love when they're playing against inferior teams and they're doing stupid numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you were in that pressure situation on that big stage, I didn't get that. So I'm waiting to see your breakthrough first before I reward you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I try to word it the right way, but at the end of the day, the parents are probably the problem, because they do and say anything in front of them, and then not just that, a lot of these parents will run to their rescue when their kid's wrong. So yeah, it starts at home, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Enough game. We gonna save some for the future, cause
Most,
man,
most definitely.
yeah, cause my producer, he gotta definitely
We
do his
out of
thing.
here. Well, you all
Hey,
know it's always love with us, man, and I
hey,
had an awesome time.
for sure, man. Look, you're gonna have a lot of people mad at you, but like I say, man, I appreciate you coming on here. The Seal Sports, National
Most
Sports
definitely.
Chat. This what it's about, right? Even though sometimes y'all could be at the same entity, be videographers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We gotta show love and support,
Most
to one another. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about.
definitely. We fall.
Yes, sir. So, hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Another episode of Matchmakers. We out, man.
Later.